Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is a little bit different of a video. I am here dipping caramel apples for an event. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But I just thought that I had some things I'd like to chat with you about, and so I thought maybe I could get some stuff done at the same time. So this is one of those videos that if you have stuff to do, go ahead and grab your laundry basket, or if you have dishes to wash or whatever, go ahead and get started, and you can just set your phone or your laptop close by and we can just chat together. So I'm sure you're wondering why I'm dipping all these caramel apples. A friend of a friend planned a Arts and Crafts Bazaar. It's like a super cool idea, I think. There's so many stay-at-home moms out there that have small businesses and stuff that are selling things on the side. And she got a bunch of those types of people together and is having an Arts and Crafts Bazaar. And the whole thing is going to benefit trafficked women over in Asia. I'm sure you know it's a huge problem and it's really sad. So I do not have a business selling caramel apples, but it's something I do every fall, and I was just like, I would love to help out. You know, my husband, he makes all the money, he can do the tithing, you know, he can give God 10%. I was like, maybe I can give him my time here, and I can, I want to get involved. So I emailed the head of the bazaar and said, hey, do you want a caramel apple stand? And she said, yep, sure, they have room for that. So that is what I'm doing here today. I'm making caramel apples for the Arts and Crafts Bazaar. And I'm hoping to get some film. I'm gonna try to videotape a little bit at the bazaar so you can kind of see what's happening, and maybe it's an idea that you could implement in your own area to raise money for something that you really care about. I think it'll be really good. It'll bring, and there's gonna be speakers there too, letting us, talking about it, and just letting us know, you know, I think a huge part of it is just being educated and knowing what's going on around us, so that we can care and we can pray about it. And yeah, I feel like in my little Mennonite culture, I'm super sheltered. Today, I just wanted to talk to you guys about why I joined a mom group and why I'm glad I did. And so if you want to find out more about that, just stick around. Also, I did want to say, I'm planning on doing a Q&A. I don't feel like I've introduced myself really well yet on my channel. And so if you have a question about me or my life, I just thought you guys might like to know a little bit more about me. So please put your questions in the comments below, and I will go through those and answer hopefully some of them in an upcoming video. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, why did I join a mom group? I did not join a mom's group because I don't have any mommy friends. I actually have a lot. It's pretty common for the people in my circle to, want to have children at a decently young age. We were married over 4 years, so we had our daughter, and so, maybe some people think that was rushing into it, but in my group of friends, most of everybody had a baby already by then. I just wanted to join because I feel like I was surrounded by a lot of friends that we all had, you know, an under 1-year-old or a 1-year-old, and none of us really have the answers for anything in life. I'm the oldest, I don't have a big sister, and so I just didn't really have anybody to go to for advice. I mean, of course, my mom, she's happy to give advice, but, you know, it's been so long since she had a newborn or like was struggling through those, first couple years of being a mom. And so I was just hoping that I could find somebody that was a little bit ahead in the next stage of motherhood. And since I don't have any big sisters or anybody like that, I thought maybe this would be a good idea. And then I was second guessing myself towards the end, right before it started. I was like, I wish I wouldn't have signed up. It's just another busy thing on my to-do list. Do I really want to go? And if you're wondering what a mommy group is, basically this is put on by a church. And you show up, they have childcare for your baby or your children. And you drop your child off at daycare right there, and then you go and have breakfast together with your table group. And then there's often a speaker, or like it's different things every time. But today they had, I just wanted to tell you about today a little bit, they had the mentor moms, which those are the ones that would have been a little bit farther along in their motherhood, a little bit further along in their motherhood in their motherhood journey. And so they would just have children that were older, like, 15, or maybe even some of them were like grandmas and stuff. Anyway, they were sharing lots of wisdom and stuff, and they were saying, I took notes actually. I whipped my phone out. It was so good. They all went around and said something they were really happy that they did, and something that they wish that they could have changed. And oh my goodness, it was so profound. I actually don't have any notes or anything in front of me right now, but right off the top of my head, something I remember was one of the moms said that she really is glad that they enjoyed the simple things. She said, you know what, in this complicated world, there's so much, it's more complicated now even than it was 10 years ago. Just be different than everybody else. Let it be simple. Enjoy the little things. They don't need to have all the newest gadgets and technology and go do all the fun things. You can, go to the park and feed the ducks, and it can be an exhilaratingly awesome experience. And another mom was saying how she grew up with parents that did not encourage their children at all, and they were always putting them down. And she said she is very careful that she lets her children know that they are enough just the way they are. They don't have to change at all to get her approval. She loves them anyway. And I know I sense that critical spirit in myself. I'm the oldest. I am a performer in the sense that, you know, I like to make other people happy, and I feel like my performance is what makes other people happy. And so I think I can sense that that's the kind of mom that I will be. I will be like, you know, practice your piano lesson more. It doesn't sound perfect yet, and you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of everybody at the program. You better memorize your Bible verse, and you know, all this stuff. I can just sense that I would be the kind of mom that I would be if I don't watch it. And so it was just a really good, just like prodding and reminder, like, don't be like that. Check out these marshmallow ones I'm making for the kids. So I put marshmallows in the bottom, and then I got these little googly eyes. I'll try to zoom in, from Weaver Nut. And so it looks like they have little faces. Oh, it's so cute. Pretty awesome. Somebody else said that they just really are glad that they incorporated just talking about Jesus in everyday life, like walking down the street. Oh, look at the birds that God made. And I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see that. I needed that reminder. And it just struck me, yeah, don't just say how beautiful nature is and look at those big clouds, and like just throw God's name around a lot more often. And it was reminded to me what, my daughter's very young yet, but what songs am I teaching her? You know, I keep singing the wheels on the bus and stuff like that, but does she know Jesus loves me? And songs like that. And somebody else said that they pray over their children every night, and they pray verses over their child, and that's something I really wanted to do. My daughter's a year old and I still haven't done that yet, but I wanted to look up all the blessings that are in the Bible that you can pray over people that you love, and memorize them, because I've been really bad at memorizing the Bible lately, and memorize them and pray them over my daughter at night. And yeah, I still have not done it. That was something I thought of when I was still pregnant yet, and she's a whole year old, so hold me accountable. Ask me if I've started that yet, because I definitely want to do that. Another reason I wanted to join this mom group was because, you know how they say, if you don't know what to wear, like picture like somebody that you really like how they dress or how they look and carry themselves, and think about what they would wear and then dress that way. So if you like a really classic look, or you know, maybe more of an edgy look or something, like find somebody that you kind of want to emulate and think like they would think. Well, all the more important, rather than thinking about how we look, it's how we are on the inside and how we act. Something that's really important is to, when you're in a situation that's tough, and this is something I've been trying to do, is pick somebody that you really admire and you really want to be like when you're older. Somebody that you respect. And so for so long I would pick role models that I knew I could never be like them, because they were sweet and quiet, and they probably never got mad a day in their life. Like their struggles were probably completely different from mine. And of course I was always feeling discouraged. Of course I was never going to be anything like them, because I wasn't even wired like that from day one. So I had to learn, first of all, to pick a role model that I actually had a chance of being like, somebody with maybe more of my personality. But I still enjoy hanging around all the other types of personalities too, because I feel like, you know, it balances you out a little bit. And so there's this one lady, maybe you have a lady at church or somebody that you know, maybe it is a big sister or somebody in your family, but somebody that you would like to be like when you are older. Think about your role model and how they would handle the situation that you're in, and then try to act like them, emulate them. And I know the ultimate role model would be Jesus. Just think how would he handle things. But sometimes I think we always know like the right thing to do and what Jesus would do. But I think it's important to kind of see, just to think about it in the flesh of somebody who, you know, is actually here on earth, that we know how would they handle things. I think it can help us, give us a better idea of what to say or what to do in those situations. And speaking of a rough situation, something I did not handle very well. This morning, my husband woke me up at 5:30. I had told him to turn the crock pots on when he gets up in the morning, so the caramel can start melting slowly. And I was ready to go to bed, and I'm like, you know what? Last time I told Josh to start the crock pot, he just turned the crock pot on and forgot to plug it in. So obviously that does nothing. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen again. I gotta be, you know, careful that doesn't happen. So I was like, I'm gonna plug them in. So I plugged them in. Well, I did the opposite. I plugged them in and didn't check to make sure that they were off. And this big one here was on high all night long. Josh wakes me up at 5:30 in the morning. He's like, Megan, wake up. Your caramel's burned. And I was just like, you know, in this sleepy stupor. I'm like, you are kidding me. And I just laid in bed and I prayed, God, please let it be the little crock pot. Because I had a big crock pot and a little crock pot going. I came out to the kitchen. This crock pot with the gallon of caramel in was completely charred, like black. The whole kitchen and the whole house smelled like burned caramel. So I was sleeping away peacefully as my caramel was burning to death. I was just so discouraged. I was all tore up. I'm like crying big giant alligator tears as I'm dropping caramel into the trash can. I'm sure my husband did not know what to do with me. Anyway, so times like those, think about your role model and how they would behave and what they would do. And maybe it'll just give you a little more inspiration and more drive to do what's right and to handle things correctly. So I'm hoping that, yeah, just being around women that I want to be like someday when I'm older and wiser and more mature, that it'll just kind of rub off on me slowly over time. Anyway, enough rambling on about that. I think that's all I'm gonna turn the camera off and get the rest of these done. Please don't forget to leave any questions you have for me in the comments below for the upcoming Q&A. I would love to answer some of your questions about just my life in general or who I am or where I came from. And yeah, I just look forward to getting to know you guys better. I feel like there's this whole mom tribe out there that's just having the same struggles in life, and we can just support each other and be stronger for it. So I hope that you had fun multitasking with me and just having a little chat while we get some work done. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel. I look forward to seeing you next week in my next video.